inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. I put a post up on Facebook and it said, entrepreneurial hypocrisy. You want people to spend how much money and you don't want to spend money on anything. I wanted to bring this one up because we need to talk about investment risk. What does this have to do with that? I know a lot of you, there are some things out there you want. There are some coaches you want to work with. I may be one of those coaches that you want to work with, but you are like, oh, I don't know. And if I spend this money, my biggest concern is if I make this investment, what am I going to do with keeping up with the payment? She wants so much per month. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is the most horrendous money mindset I've ever heard. You know what it ultimately means, right? It means that you plan on throwing money away. It means that you don't plan on doing the work. It means that you don't plan on making any sales. And what you can do is you can put it off on the circumstance. What you can do is you can put it off on the coach, when in all actuality, you need to put it off on yourself. I remember when I needed to make an investment, and it was recent. I reached out to this individual because I wanted to know what it was that they knew. And when I got on the phone and I talked to them, they actually had a product or service that was closer to like $500 or $600. And at that time that they were offering it, it was like, not good timing for me. I'll have to do something else. And when I came back to them, they wanted a whopping $1,500. More than 2 times the amount that they wanted when I initially heard about them. But I really, really wanted to know the information that they had, and I had to go ahead and pay the money. My husband and I had already discussed making the investment. From what we knew, it was the lower amount. But when I looked at my husband, I was like, okay, well, I'm talking to the individual now. They're saying that this is how much this costs. And he was like, well, we need it, so go ahead and do it. And just like that, within a phone call, they sent me a link. I paid them, and that was the end of story. And I never sat there and thought, oh, man, I'm going to spend all this money. And if I could be using that money to pay rent and my car note, or, maybe I could be using that towards going shopping, or maybe I'll need to invest in some type of software. And what about the website fees? Because I'm going to be expanding. And I didn't do that. And that's not what you do when you're a business owner. When you make an investment, I get it. I know some of you, when you make the investment, it's your last. You're like, I really, really need this. But you don't make the investment and say, dang, this is my last and I hope I get the money back. There isn't an option. You do the work and you get the money back. When I made that investment with that individual, I turned around the next day and made more than half of my money back. And then I made the rest of it in addition to whatever else I sold. Because my energy was in alignment with whatever I put into my business, I'm immediately going to get it right back. The expectation, the vibration has to be there for receiving and respecting a return. You sow a seed of investment into your business, then you reap the harvest of a profit. You reap the harvest of a return. And a lot of you're never going to get anywhere because every single decision that you make when it comes time to up-level your business has to do with what you're comfortable with. You show me an entrepreneur that's successful, and I will show you an individual who has made a ton of decisions that made them uncomfortable as hell, but they were willing to feel the fear and do it anyway. A lot of you guys say a lot of stuff that sounds good, but I'm sitting here and I'm challenging you and I'm telling you today, you change your talk. You put posts up on Facebook that says, yeah, get comfortable being uncomfortable. You put up post that says nothing happens in your comfort zone. And then all of a sudden, when it's time for you to make a decision, you're like, yeah, well, I looked at my budget and I analyzed this and I did that. And that's not going to make sense because if I do that, then I won't be able to afford this, or I can't pay for this. We won't be able to go there. We're going to have to make these adjustments. And I want to keep this right there. And it's like, no. You're trying to make a decision based on all of these other things that you want to stay in place. And the funny thing is that people that typically make the scary decisions, that feel the fear and do it anyway, they usually don't even have to make the sacrifices that they're willing to make if it came down to that. They usually never have to make those sacrifices. They get their miracle that comes out of nowhere on the other side. I know because I'm a living witness to this. And you know what? Sometimes the investment isn't what you thought it would be, but you still rebound. Those of you that know my story, that know that I invested in an expensive ass mastermind, it was stupid. It was a stupid idea. I was in over my head. They actually should have did some pre-qualifying questions and looked me in the face and said, woman, you're not even eligible for this. We like your go-get 'em spirit. Come back when you're ready or buy this lesser package. They took my damn money and I didn't even belong in there. And even when it did not work out right, because I invested so much money and did not get a profit immediately, it put a special kind of fire up under my feet to say, oh shit, hey babe, we agreed that I can make this investment and it's not turning around right. So what are we going to do in order to make this work? And it pushed me to a place where I got out there more. I was visible more. I started asking people to do strategy sessions with me more, soliciting things. And energetically, it put me in a position because I said, I got to express my expertise, where people actually started coming to me. I started going to more networking events. I did something in order to get it back. You have to have the mindset that nothing that I do will be wrong. Nothing can go wrong. And if I have to push a little harder because things didn't go the way I wanted them to, then that means my muscles are going to be sexier. The way that I step as an entrepreneur, people going to see how tight I am and how sexy I am and how much I have this stuff together. Yes, with entrepreneurship, there are some risks. And I'm going to tell you, there are some things that I invested in that I didn't like, but I can tell you this. Even with that mastermind group that I didn't have any business being in, I went into there like a beast. And everything that I could get my hands on, I started sucking it up. Some people were casual. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I haven't been in here today. Let me catch up. I was like, no, I was in there every single day beasting. People didn't understand. I was like, the only thing I do right now is my business. So whatever they said do, if they said launch a webinar, I launched 3 or 4. I was like on it. Go, 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 go. I started soaking in information and knowledge. And there are some things that I still took away from that little bit. I said, oh, okay, this is why they do this. This is why this is done this way. This is why they say that. Oh, so this is how they do it in the upper echelons. Okay, I'm seeing how they connect, how they support each other, how their spirit of camaraderie is. Okay, I see how they're recycling and circulating the money. I see how people are actually getting paid off of other people that are signing up for these masterminds. I could call them, kind of, exploiting people's weaknesses, but I see what's going on in here, and I learned more about the business world in a short duration of time that I was in that group than I probably could have learned even with all the stuff that I've been through right now. And I got a chance to see some people at a higher level do some different things, but you got to pay to play. You get access by putting the money there. So there are some things you guys want to know. But guess what? You're not going to know them if you don't take the nesty plunge, if you don't take the risk. If there's something that you want, don't think about it as a risk. Think about it as an investment, and understand that even though it doesn't necessarily always give you the financial reward that you're looking for, you will be rewarded for honoring your gift regardless. But if you have a mindset that says, if this doesn't work, if you have a mindset that says this is a risk that may not pan out, you are setting yourself up for failure. Instead, have an expectation of, you know what, I know this is going to work. I know that this is genius. I know that I'm worth this. I know that my business needs this. And I'm expecting to come out on the other side of this, making money, achieving the results I want. And I guarantee you, every single time you feel like that, act like that, move like that, you are going to reap the benefits of that. But you've got to get uncomfortable sometimes, because a lot of you aren't selling as much as you're supposed to, but you don't have enough pressure to sell because you're working a job and doing your business on the side. And so since the bills are getting paid, you're not asking people to sign up. But trust me, when you're afraid that you can't pay your bills, you'll start punking people. For a lack of a better way to say, you'll be like, you need my services. Come on, sign up. You will become inventive. You will be creative. You will make up classes. You will find a way to get some stuff done. You will do the unimaginable if you're afraid that you ain't going to be able to eat. You will do the unimaginable if you're afraid that your children won't have no shoes on their feet. So sometimes you need to turn the heat up on yourself. And even though it is risky, and even though it is your last, giving your last will put some fire up under that ass. So that's my nugget for today. Quit looking at every investment as a risk and look at the investment as an opportunity. This is your girl, August Crenshaw. I am outie.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.don't bitch.podcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in